December 1980. Deep in the cold forests of Suffolk, England, something strange was happening outside a heavily guarded military base. At RAF Bentwaters and nearby RAF Woodbridge, American airmen were stationed during the Cold War. It was supposed to be a routine night. Silent. Controlled. Predictable. But just after Christmas, the night stopped being normal. It began with lights in the forest. At first, they thought it was a plane crash. Something burning in the trees. A security patrol was sent out immediately into Rendlesham forest. What they found would later become one of the most famous UFO cases in history. As the soldiers entered the forest, they noticed something unusual. The lights were not stationary. They moved, silently, between the trees, hovering just above the ground. One of the men later described it as a glowing object not made by human hands. Through the darkness, they followed it deeper into the woods. The air felt wrong, heavier, almost charged with static. Then they saw it. A triangular-shaped craft, sitting just above the forest floor. Metallic, smooth, and reflecting colored lights across the trees. Strange symbols were reportedly visible on its surface. Not English. Not Russian. Something unfamiliar. The soldiers circled it cautiously. Some claimed they experienced bursts of radiation near the object. Others said time itself felt distorted in its presence. Then, suddenly, the object began to rise. No sound, no wind, no engine noise, just pure, silent acceleration. Within seconds, it disappeared above the trees. The next morning, investigators returned to the site. What they found made the story even more disturbing. Broken branches, scorched markings on the ground, and 3 indentations in the soil arranged in a triangular pattern. Some witnesses also reported strange animal behavior in the area afterwards. Deer refusing to enter certain parts of the forest. Dogs barking uncontrollably at night. But no physical craft was ever recovered. No debris. No confirmed explanation. Official reports later tried to downplay the incident. Some suggested it was a misidentified lighthouse from across the coast. Others claimed it was a combination of stress, weather, and military confusion during a tense Cold War night. But the testimonies of trained military personnel never fully disappeared. They insisted what they saw was real. Structured, physical, and intelligently controlled. Years later, the Rendlesham forest incident became known as Britain's Roswell, one of the most documented and controversial UFO encounters in Europe. To this day, the forest still stands. Quiet, ordinary. But visitors often say something strange happens there at night. A feeling of being watched. Lights in the distance. And a silence that feels too complete. As if something once visited and might still be there.